Stop. I let you
You do
speak
not
about your
know
mea
that was
culpa.
down to the vaccine, do you?
Okay. First and foremost, they have admitted so much. They lied about the 6 feet social distancing. That just came out 2 weeks ago. And you were on the side of all of these people.
Ladies and gentlemen, Candace Owens has no quit. She was on Piers Morgan just cutting it up. Now you tell me, when we watch the video, we're gonna discuss it, but you tell me, do you think that Candace was right about this? Or you think Piers Morgan was right about this? I honestly believe that these people gaslight us so much, and then when the facts come out, they don't feel like they need to turn around and apologize and make amends for the stuff that they were saying and pushing. This video is brought to you by Angel Studios' brand new movie, Sound of Hope. I mentioned it in my speech the other day, and so did Candace. What an incredible movie, y'all. I have never seen, well, I say never, but I haven't seen a movie in a long time that have made me this emotional. I mean, literally, I was on a plane watching the movie because I wanted to see the preview. I said, I need to watch this before I tell anybody about it and make sure it's a legit movie. Literally, my eyes were welling up the entire time I'm on the plane. The girl next to me probably thought I was having a nervous breakdown. I just couldn't stop getting emotional about such a beautiful story. My family come from East Texas, and so it just meant so much to me to see the story. And I literally text my wife. God is my witness. I'll put it up on the screen. I literally text my wife after watching the first 37 minutes of the movie that, baby, we need to adopt. Like, I really feel like the movie inspired me within the first few minutes of the movie that we need to adopt. And this movie is the story of a pastor and first lady Donna Martin, and their little small tiny church of Burnett Chapel Church in the town of Possum Trot in the woods of East Texas. And like I told you guys before, that's where my family originates from. 22 families linked arms in a courageous way to adopt 77 of the most difficult placed children in a local foster care system. 76 of those kids were adopted between 1998 and 2000, and there was one more child in 2011. But it sparked a nationwide effort for people to say, you know what, it's time for us to do something about it. Not just talk about it, not just criticize other people's parenting and all of that other stuff. It's time for us to physically do something about it. And it inspired me, and I'm sure this film will inspire you. June the 19th, make sure you click on the link in the description section, because then you can find what theater that you can see it in. If you live in Scottsdale, Arizona, or you live in Arizona, period, I'm gonna be at the one on Mayo. On the 19th, 7 p.m., I'll be at that one on Mayo. I want to see you there. Make sure you go through the link so you can see all of the show times and get your tickets. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, the whole thing with the people don't want to be honest about it. You know, I think that there's a remnant of people in America that's willing to say, you know what, we told y'all. We knew we should have been holding off on this for a minute. We knew that it sounded incredibly suspicious. I don't have to be a virologist or anything like that to know, like, wait a minute. Y'all just rolled this thing out like last week, and it's experimental. It wasn't FDA approved initially. Y'all just expect everybody to blindly do it? Last time I checked, there was a thing called the Tuskegee experiment, where they injected black people with syphilis and observed them over decades, watching them die slowly from syphilis. And the government lied to us and said it was a treatment plan for black people to treat people with syphilis. Instead, they wanted to experiment on us. The government did this. How in the world are we now, back in 2020, we thinking that the government is somehow acting on in our best interest? That's insane. And we were telling people, oh, time out. They shouldn't mandate this. Give people a choice. Remember, my body, my choice. You give people a choice. If they want to do it, if they want to experiment on it, if they believe that what the doctor's saying, if the doctor's telling them not to do it, come on, shout it. But let's watch the video with Candace Owens and Piers Morgan. I'm going to watch it with you because I'm in the hotel. I got to look at it on my phone. So we're going to watch it together. But let's watch this video of Candace Owens and Piers Morgan go at it about the rotor clip.
Do not take my one clarification about the ability of a vaccine to prevent transmission as being some great mea culpa that I think...
That's a huge mea culpa, Piers. That's a huge mea culpa. That's a huge mea culpa. Because that means that you led people to go out and to get an experimental vaccine in their arm and encourage them not to listen to independent voices that were saying, hold on. That's a huge mea culpa. People died from the vaccine. So you're talking about people that died from not getting it. There have been scores of people who died from the vaccine. There have been scores of people like my grandfather who got the vaccine and then were dead within 1 year because it led to their dementia suddenly spreading or advancing rather in a way. Stop. I let you speak about your mea culpa.
You do not know that was down to the vaccine, do you?
Okay. First and foremost, they have admitted so much. They lied about the 6 feet social distancing. That just came out 2 weeks ago. And you were on the side of all of these people. So don't pretend that that's a small mea culpa. People died from blood clots pertaining to the vaccines that you were telling them to rush out and get, okay?
People died
had they have waited and perhaps listened to independent voices who understood that there was some government... No, I let you talk. I let you talk about your mea culpa. Had they have paused and listened to independent voices who have, I think, probably a greater strength when it comes up to standing up to government initiatives, because we recognize that the government is not our friend, and we recognize that the government is not trying to save our lives. Maybe those people would be alive. Maybe my friends who had miscarriages and my friends who were saying that it was impacting their menstruation until the government was ready to admit that 7 months later. If you had listened to people that were telling you their own experiences, someone I know that went completely blind in one eye because of some weird ocular clots. So don't pretend that's a small thing. I just want to say, I'm happy to accept that you've changed your mind.
Let me respond.
But don't pretend it's a small thing. People died from the vaccine.
Let me respond.
And by the way, I want to be clear for people watching this. He's saying still get it. I'm saying still don't. Just so you can hear a different opinion. Do not allow the government to put that in your arm.
Okay.
God's system works. The government is not fixing you in any regard.
And do you feel the same way about the flu shot?
Yes.
So I love Piers Morgan. I think that he's great. I think that he has some great ideas. He has a wonderful show. I've been on this show several times. I just think that a lot of times people, as genuine as they want to be, I don't think that they can actually own up to the fact that they may have been pushing something that wasn't right. When others were saying, no, you don't do that. But they sometimes can't admit. Candace Owens was simply saying, now, does she have proof, unequivocal proof? Listen. There's a thing called, when you go through the court of law, there's a thing called beyond a reasonable doubt. And then a person can be charged with a crime based on hard evidence or circumstantial evidence. And both of those are equally valid. You can't just say, well, because you don't know for a fact, because I didn't go and test every single human being that ever lived that claimed to have COVID, that I can't unequivocally prove. But you can put context clues together. You can say 2 + 2 is more than likely 4. So when you look at it, you say, look, let's look at it like this. If I do the math, I'll say my grandfather, in her case, and I remember she talked to me about this, my grandfather was doing just fine, and then and all of a sudden he's developing these things that are occurring in his life that are inconsistent with what his life has been up to this point. And I'd say this too. Candace can talk about her dad. Me and her dad was talking the other day, and he was fine. He took the shot and he developed the autoimmune disease. It is insane to me that people are saying, well, could you did that? We can't test everybody. I know people that have gotten it, have gone to the hospital. Some people have passed away shortly after. Like, we need to be saying, okay, this has never happened in human history. After this here is implemented, we're starting to see this over here. They're already admitting that, like, heart attacks and cardiovascular incidents amongst young people that never existed before ever in the way that it is existing today is somehow coming about right after they mandated a certain. We can put 2 and 2 together. Like, let me give you another example if you're still confused about this. If you look at it and you say, why all of a sudden the LGBT, I forget how to do Q. The LGBTQ, AARP, WXYZ, LMNOP, when you look at that group of people, you say, why all of a sudden there's an influx of people that are identifying as such? 2 things are afoot. Do we test everybody? Do I know what's going on in everybody's brain? But it's 2 things that could be at afoot. One is that is nurtured into people, that as the more you talk about it, the more they push in the schools, the propaganda that they push, it causes people to believe that they're a part of this. Also, what they don't want to tell you is they expanded to where it includes so many more people. Now you could be an ally. If you're an ally, you're a part of the LGBTQ. So that means if I don't hate you and I'm supportive of you, I become a part of LGBTQ, right? If you're queer, that means I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just freaky. And now you're a part of it. Bisexual, I mean, you're just gay. Just be honest. If you say you bi, you gay. You just want you cake and eat it too. But now that person is included. I mean, before you know it, they're going to add so many things on there that every single person in society can fall in one of those categories. So the influx isn't because we're changing the way we receive people. No, it's the propaganda, brainwashing, and then also the adding of names and identities to this particular plus category. Then that's when you see what we see today. The same thing with these things. All of a sudden in human history, we haven't seen this occur. And then after this, it has occurred. I remember a person that I know. I'm just going to say a person I know. I don't want to say anybody's names. A person that I know they came over to our house. One of our friends, who's a female, had problems with their menstrual thing. All of a sudden, and we were talking about that shedding thing. And so to me, can I prove it? Is it 100% unequivocal? I don't know. But when I look at it, I say, well, that's odd. This person is now complaining that somehow their thing is off. What's the chances? I think it's enough for us to look into. This is why I think Candace was right on this. It's enough to look into. You need to be looking into it. Like, okay, let's do some mathematical equations and figure out what we're looking at here. And don't just pass it off as we can't prove it. We can't prove it unequivocally. So we just that's stupid to me. That's like a man running down the street and somebody say, I just got shot. Oh, I just got shot in the chest. A man, he was wearing a black hoodie. He had black pants on. He had Jordan tennis shoes, and he had an eyebrow tattoo. And the cop is driving down the street, and we see a guy that matches the description, but he don't have an eyebrow tattoo. And it's like, well, wait a minute. She said this, and this, but he had an eyebrow tattoo. However, the dude does have slashes in his eyebrows, like how people get cuts in their eyebrows as a style. It's like, but he don't have tattoos like she said. But it's enough reasonable suspicion to stop and do an investigation into this person. And then come to find out it wasn't him. But at least you can do an investigation into what the person could be. And then you see a person down the street with a white tee on, black shorts, Jordans with an eye tattoo. You stop him and it's him. Well, he took his hoodie off from here to there. That's why he only have a white t-shirt on. So just because the initial articulation is 100% don't mean you can't investigate it and things don't turn out. Yeah, it may not be because of or it may be. Anyway, y'all come in the comment section. Am I tripping? Am I on or something? I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.